Hello and welcome to another edition of A Better Life. I'm Dr. Fry, and I tell you what, nothing in this world will make a better life for everyone than education. If we can improve the education of America's kids, the future will be bright for all of us. Education is the biggest downfall of our nation. It's why other nations are exceeding and are surpassing the United States in productivity and creativity. And I think that it's time that America really looks at its educational system. The number one reason people say they will not live in Baker, Louisiana is because of the poor education system. With me today is a guest that education is on her heart. And she has even went to the extent of not even using the public school system. She decided she'd educate her kids at home. I met her kids. I interviewed them. I talked to them. And I tell you what, she's a heck of a teacher. You should be so lucky as to have her teach your kids. But now she's reached out and even become a councilwoman in the city of Baker. Welcome to the show, Joyce Burgess.
Thank you very much, Dr. Fry.
Nice to see you again, kid.
It's always a pleasure to see you.
Been to your house, met your kids and your husband, lovely family,
Thank
lovely
you.
little place out there that you wouldn't even know that part of Baker exists. It's a beautiful place.
Thank you.
You're very lucky to be there. But I do want to talk to you about homeschooling. When did you decide you were going to homeschool the kids?
This was in the early 90s. One of the local schools decided that my son's 3.0 average had dropped to a 2.8, and they just decided that 2.8 was not an acceptable grade level for their school. So they told us that we had two choices. Either we were going to retain him in that same grade level, or we could take him out right now. This is in the month of September, maybe early October, and they said we can take him out right now, or they're going to retain him and transfer into another school. So of course, you know, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Fought hard for equality in schools, and we were just wondering as parents, you know, where's the equality in that? So we just decided that we would homeschool our children.
How hard was it to become a school teacher? I mean, and do this? I mean, you weren't a teacher before, right?
No, not at all.
What did you do for a living back then?
I was a housewife, raising children,
So now
having
all of a
babies.
sudden you're going to educate your kids. Did you have a college education?
No, sir.
Okay.
No,
So
sir.
where did you find the resources?
Well, it was a desire. I saw my child suffering, and as a mom, the first thing you're going to do is protect your children.
Of course.
So as a, you know, I'm a very smart woman. You know, I know a lot of English, and I know spelling, and I know some history. I'm a self-educator. So I knew that I knew more than my child.
Of course.
And that's what, you know, I want parents to see. You know, don't be afraid to teach your children. Don't be afraid to parent. And basically, what we're seeing nowadays is, in our system is, you know, parents not parenting. You know, they're abdicating their responsibility to the system. They think that, you know, when you send your child off to school, that it's the teacher's responsibility.
Absolutely.
And so based upon that, you know, I knew I had a desire to see my child successful.
Right.
And I was going to do whatever it took as a mom to make sure that he was successful. And by the grace of God, you know, they turned out very successful.
Right.
So I'm very grateful for that. But basically, I had an insatiable desire to see my children
now in the
better than me.
90s you had no internet. I mean, you
No.
had no, there was no, you know,
Thank
Google
God.
this.
Yes, thank God for the local libraries.
What is that? Yeah.
You know, of what we use that. And of course, you know, one of the most exciting things about, you know, you have friends who are experts. And I use the tools. I use all of the tools that were at my hand. And I had friends who were English teachers and who were electricians and engineers and writers and, you know, all the businesses. So
that was social networking.
That
in
was
our
social
day.
networking.
That's right.
Absolutely. And I would invite them over to the house and say, okay, can you give my child a lesson in electronics, you know, or a scientific lesson or something. Right. So, you know, life is an education.
Oh, absolutely.
And a lot of times, you know, as parents, we totally forget about that.
Sure. Okay, so now you've decided that you, first of all, you're a fantastic jazz singer. And,
well, thank you.
I love, if you get a chance to get her record, her album or CD, do pick it up. It's absolutely beautiful. But you decided you wanted to get into politics. So you ran for a councilwoman in Baker. You won.
I did.
And now you serve at the pleasure of the people.
Yes.
And you're a councilwoman, so you meet every month, or I guess.
We meet twice a month.
Twice
the
a month.
second and fourth Tuesdays of each month.
Well, why did you not run for the school board?
Oh, wow. You know,
Might do that too. I understand. Okay, so let's talk about what you do know, and that is the council. And what is the agenda that Baker has now? What are you fighting for? What is you want people to say? Hey, we need to pay attention to this and try and draw attention to.
I guess one of the things I'm real passionate about with the city of Baker, I want people to pay attention to our positive community involvement. I also want people to pay attention to the economic development that's here in our community. You know, I know that our education is very, very important in the city of Baker, but I want parents to see that, that they have a place, that they have a part in the success of their children's education. It's not just for the school board, it's not just for the schools. It's, you know, it starts at home.
Sure.
Generally, what I want parents to, I want this community to see is that we are not a dying community. That you know, if we keep positiveness flowing through our community, and that is by doing positive, creative, motivating things, community involvement, like back to school events, and you know, maybe having one of the things we did that was exciting was one of the councilmen had a breakfast for our pastors, where all of the pastors in the community came together to have a prayer time for the city of Baker. That was huge, because I want pastors to see that, you know, your church is here and you have vested interest in the city of Baker, meaning, you know, it is your responsibility to shepherd, to be a custodian over the people that live in this community. So, you know, I want our community to see that we're not a dying community. We keep our positiveness about us, and we pray for this city, because there's new leadership here, and we are looking forward to taking Baker into the 21st century.
So you heard it. If you want to contact Joyce Burgess, her contact information was on the screen. Of course, if you lost it, you can email me and I will put you in contact with this lady, because she definitely wants to help the city of Baker just as we do. When we come back, another guest that we promised to be on is Checky. So I'm definitely going to talk to him. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. WLFT joins all TV stations in our area, reminding you to rescan your digital TV sets so you can pick up all of the new TV stations, which are broadcast free over the air. Hey, you bought the new high-definition TV, so now enjoy the free over-the-air entertainment like the new Country Channel on 30.3, featuring 24-hour music videos and concerts direct from Nashville. More new channels are planned, so change the batteries in your smoke detector and rescan Baton Rouge. Welcome back to A Better Life. I'm Dr. Fry. I tell you what, that was exciting to have Joyce on and talk about what's going on in the city of Baker with the councilwoman. If you're a councilman or a representative, state representative, you'd like to share your views or talk about your background, this is a great place for you to give us a call. We're called A Better Life, and we air every Friday evening at 6:30 right here on WLFT and Cox 117. We also are on our YouTube channel, which is WLFT TV 30. YouTube, WLFT TV 30. You can watch any of these episodes in repeat. So if you saw something that you absolutely hate, you want to tell your friends about it, tell them to go on YouTube and they can watch this episode. It'll be on tomorrow, of course. So, hey, it's a fun time to share everybody's information. And what I want to do right now is share a guy I had on once before, and as you're going to see, he's actually looking healthier than he did last time he was here, because he was recovering from some illness that he had. Ron Checky, welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much.
All right, so last time we were on, we talked about buying insurance and insuring yourself for the future and the future of your family. What changes are we seeing now that, as I've started getting all kinds of letters and stuff from the people I deal with about the new tax laws and the new changes that are going on? Do you have any insight into what people should do as far as realigning their investments in life insurance, or where they put their investments as far as life insurance and how it is affected by the new tax laws?
Well, basically, at this time, we have a tremendous opportunity of purchasing life insurance in quantities that really make sense. the United States government understands that people will always trust and believe in life insurance, and they're making it easier, if you will, to provide protection for their families.
Is it what happens when a person finds out that their father or their mother passes away, and they really never even discussed it with them, as far as it could be. I don't know what my kids would do if how do you find out what they have? I mean, other than going through their shoe boxes, and is there what do you recommend that people do to get their life in order so that the kids have access to what you've provided?
Well, basically, it's a difficult situation in most cases. Dr. Fry, most people don't want to talk about it. It's something that they do hide in places like shoe boxes or whatever. Our recommendation is on an annual basis to review it, and that's one of the requirements that we make with our clientele. We demand one meeting, at least one meeting a year, to review each and every item, because the most difficult situation is when a father or a mother, whatever else, passes away.
Yeah. I mean, nobody knows what they did or what they bought.
Nobody
and so
knows.
you recommend that they had this meeting, of course, with the agent, but should they have that with their kids too?
Oh, absolutely.
And you know that's not going to happen.
We provoke that. That's one of the things that we do that most people find unique, is that we don't agree to take on a new client unless they agree to do A, B, and C.
Wow.
Just won't do it.
So have a meeting with your kids and say, hey, this is what I am doing as far as my future, and in order to take advantage of the rules and laws and tax advantages to my life insurance. A lot of people do reverse life mortgages now, and that winds up affecting everything when all this, because life insurance is there to take care of everything that's owed when the person passes away. It doesn't necessarily mean that the lump sum is going to go to the kids. I mean, it's there, and kids and everybody can be affected by this whenever the property has to be dealt with. Explain a little bit what it all does.
Well, basically, I think one of the most unique situations that I'm a part of because of the profession has to do with paying off mortgages, even things like automobiles and different things. You know, when a person dies, all the bill collectors, all the people that are owed money, they show up and they expect the mortgage to be paid off. They expect the car to be paid off. We walk in the door delivering money to take care of that. I think the greatest reward that I have is when we really go to work is after one of our clients and one of our insureds dies, because we are representing a situation that really proves what security is,
Right.
and also what love is. I tell people all the time, and they laugh. They say, why would you say that? Simple, it's realistic. If you love someone, we need to talk. If you don't love anybody,
We don't need to
we
talk.
don't need to talk.
That's right. Let them deal with
A
it.
man that loves his wife and family will reach out and make sure that everything is done properly and in order, because after they die, there's no changing it.
Yeah, you're not here to deal with it. So literally everything that you've bought, every credit card you've run up, whatever, those bills are all due, and they're going to get their money. They're going to sue the state or whatever and get their money. Right?
Exactly right. It is. It to me.
Which in some instances can wind up forcing the wife out of the property and everything else. Right? I mean.
Yes, that's correct. And it's just so easy to make sure that that does not occur. I mean, it's not, people all the time say, I can't afford that. Well, as far as I'm concerned, if you can't afford it, why would you think your family can when you're not here anymore?
Right.
In most cases, it's still true that the man is the larger breadwinner. Not in every case, but in many cases.
We got about a minute left. I want to talk about something that, and this is really well putting it out there. A person like myself that had a liver transplant, had problems in the past, had a heart attack, is considered overweight. You know, weighing 270 pounds is probably not what I should weigh. I approached you about some insurance 6 months ago, and you've never come back with, hey, I got it for you. Is it just impossible for a guy in my condition to get insurance?
At this stage of the game, it is, but it shouldn't always be.
And why is that? I mean, even though all that problem was over 4 years ago, that don't matter.
Not at this stage.
Not at this stage.
There's certain criteria that the insurance industry works with. Like 25 years ago, if a person had had cancer 5 years prior or diabetes at an early age, they would be uninsurable just about for life. Today that's changing. Many things have caused.
So when are we going to be able to talk?
I wish
10 years?
I wish I could tell you exactly when, but sometime.
It's kind of crazy. The insurance people just want healthy people, don't they?
Well,
it's an investment on their end too,
no,
though, right?
No, not necessarily do they want just healthy people, because diabetics years ago were uninsurable, period. They're not in that category. And rating, yes. Uninsurable, you know.
We got you. All right. We'll have you back on to continue this conversation. Checky is a good friend, and I tell you what, if you need insurance, email me. We'll tell you how to get in touch with him. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Hey, Baton Rouge and surrounding areas. It's your friend Jay, and I'ma tell you true. If you want the best crawfish in town, you have got to go by the Crawfish Crib, located at 7869 Greenwell Springs Road and 9836 Florida Boulevard. Holler at Henry and ask him to hook you up with that Gold Rush garlic butter sauce on your crawfish and your crab legs, y'all. It's good. Have a good time.
Hey, welcome back to A Better Life. I'm Dr. Fry, and as you can tell, I do a lot of traveling. We've been to south of France, we've been to Paris, we've been to, let's see, we're all Hawaii, lots of places. Barbara, you're not with me right now. You can't remind me where all we've been. But the one thing that we always run into when we travel is where to eat. It's like, you know, I mean, we don't know the restaurants. And now we live in this town called Baton Rouge. We've been here for a couple of years. We're still trying to figure out where to eat. I mean, we've tried places. We've been in you know, we always seem to wind up back at Ruth Chris because the steaks are great, the service is great. But there's a lot of neat places to eat. And if you've got a restaurant and you're like, hey, Doc, come and try us out, I'll be glad to come and try out. I'll let you know right now, I'm really not much into the crawfish thing and all that kind of stuff. But I'm willing to try anything once. It's not like I don't eat seafood. It's just I've never really had it prepared to where I really liked it, okay? Kind of grew up in Kansas. What does that tell you? Tasty 25. I knew this would blow the camera out because we still have the old cameras here. We'll have new ones someday. We make some more money. But anyway, Tasty 25. Huh? This is my apron. I grill, of course. You all have seen my motor coach. I've got a nice grill on the side of it. I will be wearing this weekend as I grill some steaks for my lovely wife that's helping redo my office. I really appreciate that. And sorry about the extra noise there in your living room as I attack the microphone with that. But with me is a kid that is involved with this new website called Tasty 25. And I want to welcome him to the show, and I think his name was Jordan, right?
Yes, sir.
How's it going, man?
Nah, pleasure to be here.
Where are you from?
New Orleans, Louisiana.
Oh, I know where that is. It's like
a skip, hop, and a jump down the road.
Now, I've enjoyed some good food down there.
Oh, great food. Great food always.
Is this where you're from, Louisiana?
Born and raised.
Really?
Yes,
boy,
sir.
I've been having a lot of you, what do you call Cajuns? Yeah?
Oh, no, New Orleanians.
New Orleanians?
No, I'm a New Orleanian. I don't know how they say it.
All right, so what is Tasty 25? Before you tell me how you got into it and what you do, what is Tasty 25?
It's a online publication. It's a online magazine that features healthy and delicious recipes that take 25 minutes or less to make. And that's the gist of it. It's user submitted, and we provide nutrition tips and awareness, just trying to create an overall more food conscious community. And,
so this is for cooking yourself.
Yes, this
is
is
not
for
a
cooking
restaurant type of thing. I was going the wrong direction there.
Oh,
okay.
no, I'm sure it can help the restaurants out too. So if restaurants, if you look some good ideas, yes, sir, you can go on the website too.
Okay, so this is for people that have a family recipe or something that's really cool.
Any kind of tasty dish that takes 25 minutes or less to make. We run it through our health credentials, so we are a healthy online publication.
Okay.
The roots of the magazine started off just trying to make people that may have been dealing with some health issues just more conscious about food in their area. And being from New Orleans, you pick up a lot of great food habits and a lot of bad ones too.
So this is not necessarily a tofu California
Oh
website.
no, not even.
You got steak on there? I mean,
Oh, we do.
okay,
We
all right.
preach practicality. That's one of the biggest things about the magazine is, you know, we teach people you don't have to be a food expert to be food conscious. And being food conscious just starts from little decisions in your day to pick up something healthier, to do something
Sure.
better.
Like using butter versus margarine, or
Right,
lots of little things.
Yeah, that's a little thing. Or
Yeah.
using stevia instead of sugar in your tea, or
I
10
like
or 15.
Splenda,
Splenda.
Yeah, is that bad?
I've heard some things.
Have you? Yeah.
I've heard some things.
And so when you hear these things,
Yes.
what do you do at the website? You're
Well,
an editor.
I'm the creative director.
creative.
So
You're the one that comes with all the flashy.
all
looks
the and how to
right,
make the
right.
plates look good,
I got you.
and keep the aprons
I got
and
you.
logos flowing. No, but more I work with the community outreach aspect.
Okay.
I'm blessed to have ties to be able to get out in the community and really push our initiative.
Okay, so I got this recipe for pimento cheese that was passed down through family for years.
Love it.
And it takes about 25 minutes with a food processor to put together, and then you can freeze it, take it out as you
Okay.
want to use it, and let it. So I send you that recipe. What is this credential thing you're doing as far as?
Well,
to see
we
if it's
just
healthy?
want to keep it honest and close to home. We run through the ingredients list. We
Right.
try to see the caloric intake, what it's actually doing for your
So
body.
what's the cutoff as far as? Well, I guess you don't cut off anything. You either give it a good rating or a
Yeah,
bad
we
rating.
either give it a good rating or a bad rating. It's
Really?
either we feature
So
it
what
or
are
we
your
don't.
ratings? What are they? what
Not
are they
so much
called?
that we-
Class 1, Class 2. What? If I go on a website, what am I going to see?
You're going to see a lot of recipes that actually just made it through they're overall good to take into your body. For instance, it's a complicated question because a lot of people think that the things that they're eating that are labeled good are good for their bodies, and we actually break it down by ingredients, by how many calories you're taking in, how it's affordable for a family of 4, and that kind of thing. And so
Tasty25.com.
Tasty25.com.
And where'd you come up with the name? Or
Well, we wanted something tasty. I was 25 years old. No, no, we wanted to make cooking not only passionate for people, but practical for people. And everybody, I'm a musician. I'm on the go all the time. I'm a student as well. And
you look like you got 0 body fat, so I mean, I guess like you're doing
keep
something
it.
right.
I keep it lean. It's those
Yeah,
push-ups.
right.
I'm telling you,
It's a
when
tofu.
you
Don't give me that
master the
push-up
push-ups.
stuff. Yeah, right. Push up out of bed. That's about it.
I know, and that's another misconception about that. I run into it all the time, that you have to kind of eat tofu to be happy, and
Yeah.
tofu's not that good for you.
We spent a lot of time in California, and and I used to work out there, and everybody was, these health, they're nuts. I mean, and they
I've
all
run
look
into
like
them all
near
the same.
death, but.
I eat. I even with Crohn's, with my let's just say it's a battle. It's an everyday,
Sure it is.
being food conscious every day. You wave sugar in front of your face all day, and those steaks look so delicious from Ruth Chris and all.
Yeah.
And we preach everything good in moderation. And
Sure.
we just really want to create that network of people.
You can overindulge in anything.
That you can overindulge in anything.
All right, so I appreciate the apron. I
No,
will wear it
that
this
is our
weekend.
gift to you when
Thank
you grill.
Tasty25.com. Go on their website, find out about what they've got, and everybody needs to have a better life through improving the way they eat. And these guys are dedicated to that. I thought they were going to tell us what good restaurants to eat at and not eat at, but that's okay. I was on the wrong track. This is a better track. I like what you're doing.
Thank you, Dr.
So
Fry.
check out Tasty25, or if you need some more questions answered, email me at WLFT, of course. I do want to invite anyone who would like to be on the show that has something out there that will improve life. This is your opportunity and a place to do it. We'll be having a new set next time you see the show. This is our last show on this set. So say goodbye to the fireplace. It's going away. And our new virtual reality sets will be premiering on the next show. So I hope to see you then. Join us every Friday night at 6:30 for a new show. Take care, and remember, have a better life through Jesus Christ.